This is the 15-minute drill podcast for Saturday, September 17th, 2016. I'm Walter Johnson, and here are the final scores for the week of Friday, September 16th, 2016. And a good place to start will be at the Jackets Nest, just outside of Thomasville, Georgia, where the Thomas County Central Yellow Jackets played host to the Valdosta Wildcats in a battle of undefeated teams. Both teams coming in at 4-0 on the season, and it was a back and forth in the slugfest as far as scoring goes. But in the end, it was Valdosta holding on to defeat Thomas County Central 56-39. 56-39. Valdosta wins over Thomas County Central. And the Wildcats are now 5-0. And not only that, you get their 904th all-time win. And earlier this season, Valdosta won its 900th game over Lowndes in the Wintersville Classic, and a very fitting victory for the Wildcats and first-year head coach Alan Rodemaker. And Valdosta jumped out to a quick 14-0 lead, but Thomas County Central just refused to go away. And it seems like, in fact, every time the Yellow Jackets would try to get close and try to get within that one score, the Wildcats will find a way to add another touchdown. But again, the final score, Valdosta 56, Thomas County Central 39. Valdosta still undefeated at 5-0, while Thomas County Central falls for the first time in 2016, dropping to 4-1 on the season. And next up for the Yellow Jackets of Thomas County Central and head coach Bill Shaver, an almost 80-mile trip up U.S. Highway 19 to Leesburg to take on the Lee County Trojans, another Region 1-6A team that's undefeated. And the Trojans are now 4-0 after rolling all over Luella. Final score 49-0. And like I said, Lee County is now 4-0 with the victory, while Luella, after winning back-to-back games, following an 0-2 start, fell to 2-3 on the season. And that should be one of the top games of next week. Thomas County Central at Lee County. And moving right along, and the Westover Patriots opened GHSA Region 1-4A play up U.S. Highway 19, 40 miles north from Albany. And Americus Georgia against Americus Sumter Panthers. And it was Americus Sumter getting its second win of the season overall against two losses to Crisp County as well as to Lee County. And it was Americus Sumter picking up a 1-6 win over Westover. And the Patriots, and after opening the season with a 12-0 shutout loss to Monroe, only to win back-to-back games over Daugherty and Albany High, and they fall to 2-2 on the year, and no one won in Region 1-4A action. And the Patriots are back in action next Thursday, September 22nd, hosting Carver of Columbus, and at Humil Stadium on Friday night, September 16th. It was the Monroe Tornadoes bouncing back from their loss to Thomas County Central on the road by rolling past Albany High 42-0. Tornadoes go to 2-2 on the season, and make that 2-1 on the season. And Monroe hosts Brooks County next week, and Brooks County out of Quitman, Georgia, came from behind late to defeat Pierce County Class AAA school out of southeast Georgia, Blackshear, just northeast of Waycross. Outscored Brooks County 33 and Pierce County 28. And also in GHSA Region 1-4A action, the Cairo Syrup Makers picked up a huge win in their region opener over Hardaway out of Columbus. And Hardaway was supposed to travel to Leesburg to face Lee County 2 weeks ago, but Hurricane Hermine caused the cancellation of that contest. Will not be made up, but it's Hardaway making the long trip back to Columbus after Cairo crushed the Hawks 46-14. Syrup Makers go to 3-1 overall. More importantly, they start Region 1-4A play at 1-0. And some more scores. And several teams got their first wins of the season. And how about starting with the Bainbridge Bearcats? And they finally cracked the win column, improving to 1-2 on the season by blasting the Early County Bobcats out of Blakely, Georgia. Final score 50-7. Bainbridge all over Early County 5-0, 50 for Bainbridge, only 7 for the Bobcats of Early County. And Bainbridge improves to 1-2, while Early County still looking for win number 1, falling to 0-3-1 on the season. And congratulations to the Colquitt County Packers, who finally cracked the win column after starting 0-4, and they blew out the Brookwood Broncos out of Snellville, Georgia, in Metro Atlanta. Gwinnett County, final score, Colquitt County 52, Brookwood 14. And the Cook Hornets were in the win column as well for the first time in 2016 as they blasted Berrien 48-28. Cook goes to 1-3 on the season, and Berrien falls to 2-2 on the year. So reaching the halfway point of the 15-minute drill podcast. And remember to follow on Twitter at SWGA Network, as well as on YouTube and Spreaker at SWGA Network 12345. Moving along with some more final scores. Thursday night game up in Macon, the Crisp County Cougars remained undefeated as they improved to 4-0 with a 49-15 rout over Rutland. And Crisp County will head to Columbus next week to face Spencer. And more on Spencer right toward the end of this podcast, time permitting. And some more scores. Randolph Clay in Region 1 Single A action stomped Stewart County out of Lumpkin, Georgia, the Royal Knights. In the final score, the Randolph Clay Red Devils 57, Stewart County nothing. So Randolph Clay will stay atop the region standings. Yes, GHSA Region 1 Single A with the victory. And some other scores from GHSA Region 1 Single A. The Miller County Pirates and get a big win as they blast the Blazers, snuff out the Blazers of Baconton Community Charter School. The Baconton Community Charter School final score 40-0. Miller County with the victory. And the Pelham Hornets and a bounce back from their first and so far only loss of the season as they put the sting on the still winless Calhoun County Cougars. 48-6 the final score in that game. And it's also Pelham's first region win of the season, 3-1 overall, and 1-1 in GHSA Region 1 Single A. And that's a tremendous win there. And one more GHSA Region 1 Single A contest to tell you about. on this live podcast of the 15-minute drill. The Terrell County Green Waves out of Dawson, Georgia. They do it again, and after an 0-2 start, the Green Waves get their second straight win and 2-0 in region play as they hand Seminole County its first loss of the season. And Seminole came into the game undefeated at 2-0-1, 2 losses, 0 wins, and 1 tie. And put the number 1 under the loss column for Seminole County as Terrell County pulling off the upset 20-14. Looks like it's going to be a very, very competitive race in GHSA Region 1 Single A. And the Tift County Blue Devils lose their second straight game after going to 3-0 out of the gate. After starting 3-0 out of the gate, as they fall to Parkview out of Gwinnett County, 34-15 final score. Tift County falls to 3-2 on the season. And move on to the GISA right now. And the Deerfield Windsor Knights, after losing 2 in a row, win their second straight game as they defeat Pinewood Christian 28-7 at Webb Stadium on the campus of Deerfield Windsor School in Albany. A big win for head coach Alan Lowe and the Knights of Deerfield Windsor. And next week, Deerfield is at home taking on Bessemer Academy out of Alabama, and just north of Birmingham. And it'll be an interesting game there. And the Bessemer Academy traveling from all the way to Birmingham, down U.S. Highway 280, crossing the Chattahoochee River into Georgia, and continuing until they get to Albany, and half off, and going on to the bypass, and then exiting off Nottingham Way. So Deerfield Windsor hosting Bessemer Academy of Alabama next week. But the Knights get the victory, going to 4-2 overall, with a 28-7 win over Pinewood Christian out of Belleville, Georgia, Evans County, Southeast Georgia. Another score in GISA action, Tift area rolling to a 38-17 win over Terrell Academy. And Terrell Academy suffering a tough loss, taking it on the chin. And another GHSA score, and Worth County Rams lose yet another heartbreaker. This time it was on the road to the Thomasville Bulldogs, and the Bulldogs scored a game-winning touchdown with only 12 seconds left, and they get their first ever win under new head coach Zach Grage, G-A-R, spelled G-R-A-G-E. Final score, Thomasville Bulldogs 25, Worth County Rams 21, and the Bulldogs improved to 1-2 on the season, while Worth County, with a hard luck loss, dropping to 2-3 overall, and are quickly in the Saturday action, starting at 10 a.m. later this morning on Saturday, September 17th. The Darty Trojans from East Albany making a long trip to Columbus to take on Spencer. 10 a.m. start, and a breakfast in the Fountain City. And on Saturday night at 7 p.m. down in Camilla, Georgia, it's the Mitchell County Eagles looking to stay undefeated against Chattahoochee County. And on that note, then that's going to end this edition of the 15-Minute Drill Podcast. And remember to follow on Twitter at SWJ Network, and on YouTube and Spreaker at SWJ Network 12345. I'm Walter Johnson. Thanks for listening. Have a good weekend.